world?
Yeah, I started the streaming. Let me know if you're receiving everything, because I was trying out some stuff for tonight. So
I have no idea. Can somebody check on the YouTube link if there is actually something showing?
don't you have to start the stream manually
Oh,
in
do I have
YouTube
to do
Studio?
this?
I don't know if you
Yeah,
have
you do.
it auto
Yeah, you
start.
have to YouTube.
Yeah.
You have to start it in the stream studio.
Okay, maybe that's a good idea if I do this now. Yeah.
Before we start, yeah.
So, DAOs.
By the way, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Very nice. The German
Yeah.
internet doesn't leave me behind.
So let me see. It says it's live. Do I need to do anything with it? Let's see. Yeah, yeah.
Righty then.
Yeah. No.
So I do see it. So you guys know.
Yeah. I think also.
So yeah, you're good on YouTube. So
Yeah. Cool. I just hear my voice doubled now because I have been on YouTube, so I actually will have to mute this tab. Okay. Cool. So let's officially start it. Let's say it like this. Welcome everyone. Happy that you find your way here for a last time into our Friday DAO Pioneer Learning Circle weekly meeting. Sadly, the last one, but not the least one, definitely. I mean, let's say it's the last one for this year. This is maybe what we can say. But actually, I think we all can agree that we have achieved something super amazing during these last 5 weeks. And it feels like we will have to continue this, definitely. Yeah, this will definitely not have been the last DAO Pioneer Learning Circle for IOTA. It was great fun for me, for Antonio, I'm sure, for hopefully for you also. And so why not do it again? Continue and set it up next year for a new group for the second. Yeah, but you will always be part of the first one. Yeah, so that's nothing. This is really like pioneering a new space for all of you involved into this 5-week session. We have kind of created something super amazing, and I'm really happy that it turned out so well. What we're gonna do today, a little welcome, a very short look back. I don't want to talk as much as in all the last sessions, but still we have to make a little review of what we did over the last 5 weeks because we have achieved amazing stuff. We are, I know Antonio told me, I sometimes say, oh, we do a little DAO here and a little session here. No, guys, we have been really awesome. We've done something very huge here, and we have started something much bigger than we can expect in a moment. I think this is clear for everybody. If you see what is happening in the last couple of weeks here around DAOs, around the community, picking up this topic everywhere, it's just really like another Cambrian explosion in the IOTA ecosystem that is, I think we have taken a bit of a part in it and started something here. So we do a little look back, and then we also may have time to look a little bit forward in what is coming for us in the next month. Talk a bit about how we can transist from this learning circle, from this group of people that have hopefully taken some useful information into like a creation mode, in a building mode, in an exploring mode for DAOs at real, yeah. And Also, would be great if you'd like to give some feedback, what we can improve, how you have experienced this couple of weeks together, what have been your takeaways from that. So if you like to share your opinions and to share your takeaways, feel really free to speak up later on. And then we just say goodbye and see what comes next. I've always showed this here. These have been our goals, and I'm pretty happy that I could place big fat green check marks on all of them, because I believe we have achieved all of them. We have definitely in the people that have been part of these sessions regularly. I hope we could plant a seed of a DAO culture for the IOTA ecosystem. We definitely have elevated your knowledge. This, I believe it really. Even if you didn't have time to read the documents, but just following these talks and following these sessions, I think has been very, very valuable for everyone. For me, the same. I learned so much in the last couple of weeks, just by talking to all of you guys and discussing the topics and seeing the opinions of other people around some things. And I think it was a super valuable time for me personally, absolutely, and I hope also for you. And also what we did achieve, kickstarting some DAOs in the ecosystem. I see already the first ones popping up, blooming, and not just lurking. I see concrete actions taking place. I see concrete people coming together, forming small teams, creating ideas, circling around structures, and having really visions of what DAOs they want to create, and that's amazing to see. And I mean, we have I don't know, nearly over 4,000 signed up members into the Sunaverse. So I think we see that there is a demand in the IOTA community for governance, for decision making, for self-governance, for organization, for DAOs. It's definitely there. A little look back of what we did, and I think I'm normally not, but these numbers I really find impressive, and so this is why we're putting it up there. So actually, our DAO Pioneers circle here, we had 468 participants that took the badge in the Discord to follow these channels. Yeah, so this is definitely, we can say we had around 500 people that have been minimum lurking, following discussions in the channels. Not all of them need to participate, but this have been the ones that have definitely, they had interest in the topic and they followed the topic. We did, over the last 5 weeks, 51 live chat sessions in the IOTA Discord. Yeah, I mean, this is like huge. And luckily, we have some clever bots that Antonio installed in the Discord. So we know that we have actually 15,487 minutes of voice chat done in the DAO and governance channel here all together. And I mean, this is like super impressive. I mean, that's like huge. Yeah? I mean, we had it really except of Saturday and Sunday, we had actually every day two. Except of Monday, we only had one, but normally we had every day 2 meetings, always over an hour, where we have been talking about DAOs with the community, and that's like crazy. No? That's really amazing. And then we created these 5 learning documents with 17,700 words DAO content and hundreds of links to even more content. And I have to say, because it's like, we have to really say thank you to Stephen Reed of Uberhaus that's created the initial idea of such a course, and from his document we kind of started our idea and expanded things, but definitely really cool, because this was a big inspiration for us to see how he set up this course, and we took a lot of inspiration from his content, and so absolutely credit where credit belongs to, because that was a great, it came to in the right time also for our ideas, and so it was amazing to have the help of this content from him already. Just a short look back of what we did over the weeks. Yeah. So the week one, kind of the the orientation week for everybody, kind of getting together, coming with the basic questions. Yeah. And if I remember backwards, what we've been talking in the first week and the questions that came up and where we are now in our questions. Yeah. How really far and precise we came into the topic is really great. Yeah. But I think also the structure of the course was pretty. We luckily had a nice way of exploring things. Yeah, starting with the basics of game theory and coordination, and the basic questions of actually what is a DAO and why it is useful and what can we do with it, and actually what all kind of DAOs are out there. I think this was a really intense first week with a lot of content. And a lot of information, sometimes information overflow, let's say it like this. But the second week continued even worse, because then we got really into the hardcore DAO topic of voting theory. Yeah? I apologize if it was maybe for some of you too much, but I think the structure that we gave was really that everybody could participate as he liked, yeah, and could take away from the topic as we provided whatever was okay, and kind of we tried nobody to force into homework or things like this. Really, this is the thing here. Take from it what you need and what is useful for you, and see it as a database of knowledge that maybe not now, but in a couple of months or one day you maybe think, hey, there was this nice document from Antonio and Holger with cool information. Hey, you're gonna read up on that. Yeah? And so we covered a lot of these topics there and went quite deep into the voting theory about all these different ways of how people can come together, how groups of people can make decisions in a decentralized and in a distributed way in this anonymous internet culture where we're hanging out. We had a quite nice look into some DAO and governance projects. I think it was really valuable to explore the Polkadot governance, which is a quite fancy but also controversial governance model, let's say it like this. And of course, Uniswap as the biggest, let's say in numbers and in value held, the biggest DAO that is in the moment out there existing, was also very worthy to explore what they are doing in their system and with their members. Week 3, we covered the operation system, so the kind of out-of-the-box DAO systems. Yeah, DAO House, Aragon, not much, but then DAO Stack and actually also Uber House. All of them deliver, let's say, a very easy deployment of DAOs, a very easy basic setup of all the things that you need: treasury, proposal management, voting options, membership management, stuff like this. And all of them have some well thought through governance structures. Everyone does it a little bit different, but that's also cool to see that it's not super complicated to do DAOs. Yeah, I think this was very useful for everyone to see that you don't need to be a computer scientist or a coder or a programmer to set up your own DAO or to participate in a DAO. Yeah, because it's not about this. Yeah, a DAO shouldn't be too technical. We explored some cool tools. Yeah, Snapshot, great voting tool. Some analysis in Tally. We have been talking about Gnosis and multisig wallets, which are definitely super important and largely used for treasury management. Some bots. Sesh is actually the bot that we're also using here in Discord, and some tools to recognize contribution of members of a DAO. Yeah, we talked about SourceCrete. We had quite an intensive dive into Coordinate, which I think is a really nice and interesting tool, and also Colorblend, where you can actually token gate your Discord, stuff like that. week 4, we did some very informative deep dives. I really enjoyed week 4 into some really interesting DAO projects. I think for me personally, really one of the best projects I see out there in DAOs, Bankless DAO, which they do really great work with their community, a very, very community driven, a very social DAO, but also actually a great company because they're really doing good stuff. They offer their members really easy and plentiful ways to contribute and to get rewarded. Yeah, it's a really nice little media company that got pretty successful and very active. We had a short look in Friends with Benefits and in the Aave Grants DAO, which I also think is a very interesting structure for a pure treasury management. And during week 4 also, we luckily had a guest, and we had Zem from the Coordinate project here. He was presenting in one of Antonio's session during the week with the Europeans, and he showcased what Coordinate can do for DAOs or for teams or for organizations. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's also part of our YouTube recording in our YouTube channel, so you can rewatch the presentation of him. And then we covered also last week a huge and interesting topic. This was really something, it came up directly in the first week, and we carried it with us over all the weeks, and in every session we had a few questions and talks about the legal side of all this DAO things. And I really have to say a lot of thank you to Bian Minat, our lawyer from the IOTA Foundation, because I think his session last week, Friday, where he gave really valuable input and information about the legal sides of DAOs. He answered plenty questions of the community, and it was absolutely great to have him here. I learned a lot from him. I hope also you and everyone that thinks about doing a DAO, especially US based or wherever you are, I think we could all take away a lot of valuable information from him. And so this was really, really great to also have this topic covered from a real expert and not just out of lawyer articles that are plenty out there, but they're really, really complicated to understand. And I think he did a great job in explaining the most important things and give some valuable experiences from him, what setups could be used to do DAOs if you want to have a legal protection for yourself and the members there. So that was pretty cool. And actually, week 5, we kind of let it all roll out a bit. We talked about how we can finally start to doing DAOs, and yeah, what you would kind of need in the setup phase of a DAO. Yeah, defining your visions and values. Maybe write a manifesto that really defines and gives everybody a clear vision and idea of what the DAO that you are part of should achieve or wants to achieve. Yeah. Defining a governance structure and defining an internal organizational structure directly in the setup phase of a DAO is, I think, really, really important. But also don't be too fixed on something. Yeah, you will always need to give it room to change and to evolve over time, especially in the beginning, because nothing will stay over the years like you started it. And then we went on with some real life examples. It just came up over this week that we had some very, very interesting developments in SushiSwap DAO. Kind of a drama occurred there. The project is kind of on the edge of failing, and I think it was super valuable and interesting to analyze this whole situation together, to really read up in the governance forum of Sushi, how the members reacted, what cool ideas and proposals they brought up. And actually, I think if they go the way of those proposals that have been coming out of the community, in the community to take ownership over the protocol and kind of steer it back into an organized structure, it's great and valuable to see those things. And I think we had a great time also in the last week now, and actually this is where we have arrived today.
Holger, let me
This
just
was
stop
really-
you
Yeah.
1
Okay.
second and take a deep
Absolutely.
breath. And thank you so much so far. From my side, just a little thank you for championing this initiative, for taking the time to go through the materials, to prepare them, to guide me also as a DAO pioneer from the IOTA ecosystem through all the materials. It was a real pleasure working with you so far. So kudos from my side, because those have to be given in public. So thanks again.
Oh, thank you, my friend. It's like, yeah, what should I say? I just love it. I mean, yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was like, I think nobody here kind of was an expert. We are still not an expert, so kind of I just try to give it a nice way and a nice guideline through all the things there. But really appreciate you saying that. And also, I don't want to talk too much here now. I think we have achieved something great. I said it again, and for me personally, this was just an amazing time with all of you. Seeing that, because when we started this, kind of we had this idea of, yeah, maybe there will be a nice little group, maybe we get 10, 12, 15 people together that are really interested in DAOs, and they maybe will be kind of a little bit core contributors for the future. We see maybe we get 2, 3, 4, 5 out of them that really will maybe we get one DAO finally starting out of this, yeah. And then we started in the first we pronounced it, and we got kind of, I don't know, in the first day 200 people signing up, and in the first meeting we had 100 or 120 people Fridays in the kickoff session. And I mean, over the week, both of you and me, we always had like 15, 18, 20 people showing up daily, yeah. And then it's very impressive. Also to see all the discussions in the chats, all the discussions in our channels where it happens. People started writing manifestos, writing ideas for DAOs, and it's so much better turnout than we could have envisioned it in the beginning. And so my main thanks goes out to all the community members that went with us on this journey, that kind of given us also the motivation to do it every day. Yeah, I mean, if nobody would show up, we wouldn't have done it every day. But kind of every day you had great people there. Every day you had great discussions. You had great talks with everybody of you. And so every morning for me, I kind of was looking forward for the next 9 o'clock session for me in the morning with my cup of coffee and talking about DAOs with all of you. This was really enriching my day, and I really just have to say thank you to all the community members that joined. Thank you to Antonio, because without you this all wouldn't have happened. And yeah, this is my thank you going back to the community.
It was a great job, you guys. I can't imagine. I mean, the amount of stuff you guys had to learn, assemble, put together, and then be able to kind of like talk about it to all of us. Pretty amazing job. I mean, it really is a huge effort. So, and it went off really well. Enjoyed it a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. And I mean, I wrote it on Twitter also. For me, I mean, everybody, there are always some core. And Greg, you have been in, I think, really, you have been in every session together with me, kind of being a little bit my sparring partner kickstarting some discussions. And it's as always great to have you around in all these meetings because you're just a great guy and happy. But we had so many great members, and we also really if somebody wanna say something more, it's we don't need to rush through all of this. If you want to give some feedback, if you want to say something, what have been your experience over the last weeks? What did you take out of all this over the last weeks? Come forward, speak up.
I mean, before the meetings, everyone's aware of DAOs and that they're out there, but after you go through these sessions, you realize, wow, this is far more vital to the IOTA community to grow into DAOs and adopt DAOs, because and really this is a function of how exciting it is, and these sessions have been great because I feel like I've been like in a college level course again. In fact, part of me is feeling like the other shoe's going to drop and I'm about to get the final exam coming up soon. No, and I say that in the best way because this has been such a giant, organized, insightful bunch of information. And, I took all these notes and you really begin to appreciate how important this is. And it's been great. Thank you.
Wow, thanks, Ben.
Yeah, I just want to agree on that. I started on with having almost no knowledge of what DAOs actually are. I really, basically, I knew what it stands for, but no details. And then I went through the complete Dunning-Kruger curve in a way, like a Socratian enlightenment. And now I know nothing, because
That's
every
so
single
true.
subtopic of a DAO is actually a huge rabbit hole on their own. Like governance alone is a topic of how to organize societies and groups. It's super complicated. Then the law side is also the next thing where best have actually a formal education, I guess. So I was super happy for our special guest who told a little bit about the legal side of things and so on. So yeah, just super great course, definitely.
I have to say that is exactly it. This whole thing is a rabbit hole. I mean, each DAOs cover so much. You've got legal, you've got voting, all up to themselves. Voting and voting research is an entire discipline that has been going on for hundreds of years, and that alone is just a thing, right? And then corporate structures and legal structures and everything else. It's like you never know enough, and it's always changing. So it's really fascinating, and this helped quite so much, really.
Great job, guys. I missed the first couple of weeks due to some family engagements, and coming to try to catch up at the tail end, I was pretty amazed at how much content was delivered from you guys, and just thinking, how much time that must have taken. Really appreciate the IF kind of being able to fund you guys to do that. I remember in the beginning, before the DAO Pioneers kind of kicked off, a few of us would spend time looking at it, but there was just so much. And I feel like the whole group was kind of like the blind leading the blind. And this now, I think, maybe we got one eye open with a little squint to kind of see a bit of the, at least the big picture of what encompasses a DAO. And I think the community will see that. And also we'll all be able to articulate that when we communicate and work together. But I'm pumped for next year, because really it'd be nice to just, now that we have all the information on the projects, look at the pros and cons, look at what would work with our situation, the Treasury DAO, and, just like everything, just try to look at other people's weaknesses and make strengths and see their strengths and just take those on and make something that is really, one of the best in the space. And I think, we with the IF and the community can definitely do that. So just happy to be a part of it. And thanks for you guys for putting all that effort in.
Cool. Thank you.
If I may say, I think it was for me overwhelming, because there was so much information. It felt more like, and I believe I mentioned it once, long white papers. It felt more like a dissertation from you guys, but But for me, it was basically sink or swim. And it was good. It was actually good for me that it was overwhelming because it made me feel that I needed to keep up the pace. And and I thank you because I mean sometimes one needs a jump start, and for me it gave me a roadmap, a clear roadmap to manifest my intention. And it would have taken me a long, long time to actually consolidate all of the information that is out there, but now have an unbiased roadmap from you guys. So I appreciate also G-Man and Greg's participation and facilitator, because definitely you guys were kind of the light for me in the darkness to begin the project that is now in its infancy. So once again, thank you.
Well, that's great to hear. Yeah, that's really great to hear. And then I think you are very, very right. It was very intense, and it was very still, even if we structured it now over 5 weeks, it's extremely compressed content. And if I look back, it's now December, and I have to say that I did the last 7 months, over 7 months, I spent in this DAO topic, like really nearly daily, reading up, building up my library, reading articles, and kind of try to give you the essence of what I think, or what we think, Antonio, and also we used this great material from Stephen Reich. It was amazing inspiration also, because actually you see that he collected most of the things that I also kind of find the most valuable ones over those months of researching all those projects. And like I said, it's a rabbit hole, and you open one door and 15 new doors are in front of you, and you have to sneak into everyone, and you open it again, and it's a next universe of possibilities out there. And so don't be scared of all the content. If you really find time over the next couple of months, revisit it, and I'm sure every link in there will provide you with great new content and with great knowledge. And it takes time to digest all this stuff. But it's there, yeah. So it's there, and nothing is pressing in the moment. Use it to your own advantage and to your own building up of knowledge. And I hope really this is something that will stay with you over the next years, where you can really continuously learn and you can use it and look back. We will also definitely find a good place for all this content. Yeah, we're already thinking about. We will definitely put it all in the wiki. Yeah, so that it's not something that is lost. So all this text, all these session documents, and also all the recordings of our meetings will find a place in the IOTA Wiki, where it's available for everyone and available for you always to kind of really reference it. And we think we will just continue building this content library up in our wiki to make it really available, public for everyone in IOTA, or for everyone out there that really wants to figure out and work on and find out something important about DAOs. Should always be accessible for everyone. Amazing. What else to say? So let's say this has been the little bit the look back of what we have achieved, and let's look a little bit into the future. What is still out there, because kind of we are still Antonio, I know I shouldn't say it, but we are still very, very little. We just started our journey into the real world of DAOs, and we kind of have this little flame burning now with this group of people here that has been daily contributing and has been following us. And we want this little flame really to emerge into a real fire of building and creation, and this is something that we will envision for next year. Yeah, next year is actually the big year for us. Yeah, we have now created foundation technically and in the community with all our members to finally do all the things that we always envisioned we could do. Yeah, and looking into the future, we don't want to stop here. Yeah, maybe in the moment we're gonna stop with our daily meetings, but actually I think I told it already in the Americas meeting. So from my side, I will definitely have minimum one meeting per week. Like we talked about it, kind of would be for the Americas, the Monday evening meeting, because this works great. So we can pick up the people from the German Stammtisch in the morning, the ones that are still alive at 1 or 2 o'clock in the night, and move them over to have a nice combined session. Sometimes maybe Hans can join us there, and I think this have been really great sessions for me. Tuesday morning, when we got a few people from the Stammtisch and we got our American and Asian group. So this is definitely for me gonna continue. Yeah, every Monday evening for the US people to have minimum 1 week meeting continuing.
When
then,
exactly is that meeting?
Great idea.
It's after the Stammtisch. I mean, for me, I think it's gonna start like 2 o'clock in the night for the Europeans.
Okay.
So that's Greg. What is your?
Yeah,
what is
so
the
it's
time for
basically
your-
it's our regular 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That would be a regular 5 o'clock Pioneers time meeting
Yeah.
in the US. So
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
Pacific
so
time.
then it's-
Pacific time. Yeah.
Then it's 2 a.m. for
Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
that's like
usually
2
not
a.m.
alive at this point anymore because I have to.
Yeah, but actually, like the last 2 times we got the first time we got Hans with kind of 20 people from the Stammtisch. Also last time
Yeah.
we got a couple of them moving over. So I think sometimes it's a nice way to get the groups together and to bring a little bit swing. But what else? I mean, we've talked about our idea of what we can do to support you and what we can do to continue to support you. Yeah, not only with knowledge, but also with concrete actions. And like we said before, we would like to support teams that really want to concretely work on setting up DAOs for themselves. I think you remember we talked about these ideas of supporting up to 5 DAOs, where two of those ones are kind of a bit of defined already, because we want definitely to support our moderators of Discord and Telegram groups to form a DAO and to give them a way of organizing themselves, and also to start rewarding them for their absolute great work that they've been doing for free for so many years. Then we have this idea of a content creator DAO, and this is already taking really concrete steps in a great direction. We have kind of an initial team already that is kickstarting and starting to organize things. A lot of great ideas are popping up in the moment there, and that's already one of the first big successes that I see. Still in the early stages, but I feel there's a momentum, because there's a lot of people in the community that have amazing qualities, and we are gathering them and trying to give them an organization. And maybe Linus is kind of one of the initiators of it. Maybe you want to say something about it, or?
Well, I can give a super brief introduction for those who have not heard of it. Yeah, it's the IOTA Content Creators DAO. It's like a few days old idea. Basically, it consists currently of a space in Sooniverse for kind of transparent voting, and a Discord to which I can invite everyone. I actually tried to post the invite link into the DAO Pioneers, but then in the bot deleted.
Yeah, you got scolded.
Yeah.
we will We will make it possible somehow. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So you will find the invite link. You can also find it on Sooniverse in the IOTA Content Creators DAO. And currently, we are just the first bunch of people want to invite much more, and we try to define what exactly is the scope of this DAO. Like, what do we want? So the main ideas floating around are stuff like, is it more like a free space for idea mixing and exchange? Or is it more like a freelancers cooperative with a for-profit focus then too? Yeah, so discussions like this. Also, we have the first people drawing logos, and they look extremely nice. And we will have to later on vote which one we use. So yeah, you see, it's very early, but also, as Philo said, it really has a lot of momentum already. Like so many people posting stuff already, designing stuff. It's cool, and I want to invite you all, and also other people who might not participate now in this meeting, but who like to create content. Maybe define what is content in this case. We mean things like articles, videos, podcasts, all kinds of visual designs or animations, in order to be something like a go-to spot for the IOTA ecosystem to know if a person or a project or maybe even a company, who knows, needs some IOTA-specific content, then they know where they could reach out to, and where will they find a whole bunch, basically, of people with all different skills who all are excited and have some knowledge about IOTA. So, if you know anyone who could be interested, also with just starting to lurk around, no need to participate actively immediately, then please join. And Philo, you will help me to post this link somewhere, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is great. This is also what we envisioned, Antonio and I, as one of definitely those DAOs that we really need, and we see. I mean, it's easy to see. We have so much talent in the community. We wanted to give them a space to organize it, and also a space of starting incentivizing content creators. And I mean, everyone has seen that DAOs cannot be only just a fancy idea of things. DAOs can transform into little businesses. DAOs can offer the opportunity to people that really feel they want to dedicate their time and their skills into a different way of working together, into a different way of work environment, more free, more flexible. Of course, a little bit more risky than having an 8 to 5 job in an office somewhere. But I mean, it's crypto. We are all still crazy here, and we are. If you want to do crazy stuff and you want to really have a chance to be part of a crypto project, DAOs are the way to go, and to give you an organizational structure, also kind of a legal structure that will make it possible, because of course we have to think about all the things. If we start to provide services, we start to earn money in a DAO, it needs to still be on a legal side secured, and so that's great that we have all the support from the IOTA Foundation and from Bian and from all the knowledgeable experts. And so I think we can make this possible, and we can build this up to help the IOTA project to grow much bigger, because we all have people that participate always for free. But I think it's great to find a way also to reward contributors to our ecosystem, and to give them a chance kind of to also invest more of their free time into the project, get better in their skills, produce better content for the project, for the ecosystem. So this would be definitely one of the DAOs that we want to support in the initial phase to make it really a successful project. But there is still room for much more ideas. And so if you have a great idea and you find a little team of people that shares the vision with you, and you really think you wanna go this way and build a DAO on IOTA, for your idea. Start creating it. Yeah, I mean, you have heard we had this little idea of an ideathon, and we are still really, really up for that. So it's not super formal. Just really start creating a project. Define your project. Maybe really write down an organizational structure, a manifesto. Yeah, define what you want to be, what you want to do. I'd reach out to Antonio and me, and we will kind of have a first look on it. Maybe in January, if we see we have a few proposals of teams that would really like to also receive some funding and receive some support for us to from us to really build up this idea into a really concrete, working and functional DAO. Then we will be there to support you on the way. And that's a bit of the outlook for and the best thing that could come out of this group, that we will really be able to have a couple of teams that dedicate their time and creativity and skills into forming really working DAOs that will next year bloom in our ecosystem and be successful and gain much more members and momentum. And we just want to support you in this. And really, if you have great ideas, come forward, and I'm sure we can help you in this. And also, this is something, these 5 DAOs, like we said it before, we want to, this has a little bit of an educational background also for us, because I think we still all need to learn. We will need to make errors and mistakes to figure out which are good ways to go for us and which are difficult or wrong ways maybe for us. And so we hope that these DAOs that we want to support will be able to provide a really, really great knowledge and experience to the rest of the community, where everybody can learn from these examples when we come to having smart contracts on mainnet and things get really real. Yeah, real tokens will be involved, real money will be involved in one time. And so I think using this next couple of months to test everything out and to play around already with some real money involved also would be a great way of gaining real knowledge for everyone. And so that's the thing. And luckily we have the Sooniverse, which is really thanks to Greg, Adam, Dave, Shunov, and the amazing team, Tangle Accountant. What those guys have been doing over the last months is so impressive. And kind of luckily it kind of really emerged together with kind of the finalization of our DAO Pioneer, that they got their first working solution out there. And I think everyone here had a look there already, is part of some spaces there, has started some proposals, some voting, some DAOs. And I'm super, super happy that we have now really a technical solution there, that we don't need to talk about DAOs all the time. We really can do DAOs now with the Sooniverse, and it's a community project. It's coming out of the core of our community. Everyone involved is like years part of this project already, and it was kind of the best thing that could happen to all of us that are interested in DAOs, that we now not have to try to move on to another chain and set up a DAO on Ethereum or on whatever kind of blockchain that is out there. We will very soon be able to have our own DAOs in our own network, on IOTA, on Shimmer, on Assembly. And yeah, then it's time for the others to come over to us, because they will probably find out that DAOs on IOTA make much more sense than on some other projects. And like I said, we have a bright future ahead. And I'm already talking again too much, so
You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
And yeah, it's like I just can't stop talking about DAOs. It's like crazy. But I'll leave it now to you guys. Say something.
I'll just say, from the Cineverse team, we came so far because of what you guys put together. It really helped us crystallize and formulate how we developed it. But the key thing is we wanted to have something for the community to have when this was complete. And it is a community-driven project. And what that means is we appreciate every one of you guys who are kicking the tires on it. If you go to our Discord, we are there to try to make sure that everything we do is community-based. So decisions, future development, everything else is kind of around what we do in this group and the requirements of the IOTA community, and obviously the other ecosystems at large, because we view this as a tool to bring in other chains to our world, to the IOTA, assembly, SMR world. But your input is highly needed, wanted. So hit our Discord, tell us what we got wrong, tell us what we need to do, and we'll do our job, our best job to try to deliver it if it makes sense. Again, it's all about how you guys want to govern, how you guys want to manage, and kind of carry the project forward. So appreciate you guys doing that. We are doing 2-week sprints. So if you guys make comments, you say, "Hey, I posted some enhancements here and I haven't seen them yet." We're managing that every. So you'll be seeing a cadence from us every 2 weeks. You'll see deliveries from us. So you'll see another one. You'll see one coming up next week. So I'll leave it there. But appreciate you guys.
Are you working full time on this?
Oh, well, is 48 hours a day full time? Yeah, we sure are.
Cool.
Who needs sleep when you have DAOs?
Right.
Yeah. This is one of the most important things we learned over the last couple of weeks. Kind of sleep is really overvalued. Who needs that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, maybe I can also give a few words.
Yes, there he is, finally.
Sorry, I was just like coordinating all this other stuff. No, but honestly, like it's absolutely amazing what all of you have done. And it started like a little over a year ago that we said, yeah, we need to become a leader in DAOs. And as the image shows here, we first needed to climb a mountain and educate ourselves. And I think at this point we can really say that we are at the summit, and now we can see what's beyond the horizon. And it's just absolutely phenomenal what all of you have done. And obviously a huge thank you to Antonio and to Holger Philo for leading all of this. And from what I've seen on YouTube, it's absolutely amazing, right? The content, obviously you guys had to first learn everything as well, invite some guests and prepare everything, but it looks beautiful. And this will be the first one of many more education sessions and so on and so forth that we will be doing. And there's no better empowerment that we can give than through such education and training. And with the Suniverse and everything else falling in place, we really now have the tools to govern ourselves. And ultimately, IOTA, Assembly, Shimmer, everything should be governed by the community, by all of you who are part here, right? All of you are going to become the domain experts. And all of you will also really play a key role in establishing these decentralized economies. And the more we know about DAOs, the more we also become leaders in DAOs, including like all the regulatory and legal stuff, the better it will be for our ecosystem. Like I really believe that DAOs are like the concept that we need to become a leader in, right? Because it is the future. It makes so much sense if you think about it. And we have the right technology, especially with the feeless IOTA structure, and with such an amazing, huge community, we can really do it. And I personally will really be involved in all of the DAOs as well that we're setting up. I also want to set up some DAOs myself, like the WAGMI DAO and some other things. And so like I'm super, super excited about it. And I'm really happy that all of you have really been leading this from within the community. And the future is bright, and let's DAO it, right? so thank you all for being part of this and for leading this.
Yeah, I must also say it was amazing 5 weeks. Even if I couldn't attend quite a few meetings because of private problems and two things at the same time, it just doesn't always work. But it was still cool, and despite missing quite a few meetings, you still learned a lot. So thanks to Antonio, mostly because I was in the European meeting, for sharing all this information with us and really giving us a lot of material and to learn how DAOs work and what's beyond the horizon, as Tom already said. I also want to look in the future, because today we had a big announcement. The Hornet participation plugin is unstable now, which means that in terms of Hornet, we are ready for the big vote. We only need to wait for Firefly now. And also this is done the start for many DAOs, possibly, if the vote is for build.
That's exciting. That's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Dom. I mean, as I said, it's like really, if you think about how it all happened, kind of, for me, it was really in when the Chrysalis update happened, and kind of, those blog posts come, and actually for me this was the first time, and then Dom started to talk about DAOs. Yeah, and kind of, what did I do? I think, like most of you, kind of, I visited Google and I put in, what is a DAO? I had no idea of all this stuff until kind of Dom and the IOTA Foundation brought it up and kind of offered us this opportunity as community to explore what the fuck is this? Yeah. So, and like I said, this was for me the rabbit hole moment. Reading the first 2-3 articles, and then reading the next 10, and then reading the next 50, and it just kind of never stopped there. Yeah. And so I'm super grateful now to kind of be part of the IOTA Foundation. Yeah, being able to do this full time, working with the community, working on DAOs, working on governance of this amazing project, and it's just like, it can't get better. Yeah, no, it will get better. Next year will be better than this year. This is for sure. Yeah, because now we got such a great team here, and we got such a great engaged community, and you see it and you feel it everywhere in the community. Everybody's kind of ready to really do stuff, and I really enjoyed it, and it's like just super, super great. And just thanks to all of you for making this possible. And there's still so much more stuff out there. And like I said, even if you didn't have the time to attend all these meetings and to go through the content, there will be time for you to read it up. There will be time for you during the week, during the year, or in a holiday, from time to time. Grab one of the links from the material, read it up, listen to some of the podcasts we shared, and all this super amazing, interesting things. Yeah, watch the video recordings of our YouTube sessions here, and you will step by step make it also up to the summit here with all the others. Yeah, that's gonna be the goal. And we're just going to continue educating you all. Like I said, that's not going to be the last one. We have a lot of cool plans. Yeah, we're maybe going to do... we have a lot of cool ideas. Yeah, doing a podcast, doing all stuff. So 2022 will be really, really great.
I'm agreeing on that. I've already seen some concepts, and with the Sooniverse, I have not been able to get a deeper look inside of this. This is my plan for the weekend. But it really looks cool. Because I have set up
Absolutely.
Ledger with MetaMask with my Ledger, so I always have to plug in my Ledger when I want to sign something. That's good because I also have Ethereum, or not Ethereum, Binance Chain tokens on there. And so I
Better
just
make
set
a
it up
better
that
make
way.
a better make a new profile with only W tokens. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
it's not yet IOTA DAO. Yeah, but you should maybe really just make a second account with only play money on it.
Yeah, don't mix the
play
two right
around.
now. Because
Yeah, I created a new account and it still wants the Ledger.
Oh, okay.
Well, now my Freibier is really secure.
Mm. Cool. Ah, yeah.
Wanted
But
to share
Firefly
that.
will.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Very early here. Wanted to share
Hey,
that.
Gianfranco.
Hey, Philo. Wanted to share that for everybody at Signal, it has been quite a journey to learn DAO so quickly. About a month ago, or maybe a month and a half, very few of us, excluding me, because I didn't even have an idea of what a DAO is, joined these meetings and started to get involved, and now to the point that we are running 4 DAOs. So it shows the power of this communication, sharing of knowledge, and collaboration. So it's very inspiring for everybody.
Cool. That's really. It's so great to hear. Yeah, it's really love it.
One more thought. For those of us who started a long time ago, I mean, you guys started back in 2015, but I was introduced back 2017. It feels like I've been in a long, long line to get into like an ultra music party, and finally I'm at the door, and the party's about to begin. And so it's really exciting that we can see the tools now being implemented, and it's been a long time. So very exciting times. Hey guys.
This is absolutely a great metaphor. Dom, you've been writing it down. We are now kind of on the entrance to the party finally. It's like I really love it because it's really like this. Yeah, you've been waiting in the line, and you see all the cool kids already inside dancing together and having fun in the crypto space and doing all the cool stuff. And kind of now we just passed security, and we're in the wardrobe. We're in the wardrobe, getting ready to dance. Actually, yeah.
Someone has to make a meme from this.
Absolutely.
That is actually a great meme idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the get-up, please.
Okay, Dom, we need a picture of you in the wardrobe of a disco. Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Now, when Firefly update?
Soon.
Ben Hammer. Get out the Ben Hammer.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. It was Linus.
No. Also from my side, I mean, just a little note. For us, it was important to light up some bulbs, some ideas, to enable people that were not so technical to finally find space within the community, because the DAOs actually open up opportunities to everyone with their expertise, with their time, with their passion. And I think this will be a really good gateway for more and more members to actually join the ecosystem and participate in things where maybe before, with the high technical focus, it was not possible for everyone. So I really enjoyed the time with everyone. It was really great to challenge also what I learned during the time. And so I absolutely appreciate everyone for taking the time, for being with us, and for enjoying this climb up to the mountain. And now we are not at the top yet. So let's get started and let's get some energy now at the end of the year so that we can really pull off amazing things next year, 2022. And for those that have time, in 3 hours, we start with the meetup on YouTube. So make sure to join, to listen in, and also to stay on Discord, because there are some interesting things happening there. So that's everything for me, and thanks again.
Yes. Also for me, I just really want to say thank you all. It was great. We're gonna continue this. We're gonna stay a group. Yeah, you keep the DAO Pioneer role. We're gonna keep the channel here active, and pretty sure the next Pioneer meeting, a lot of you will join again. Maybe you can join being not only a listener, you can become also even an educator, support us in bringing the knowledge out the next time. I wanted to kind of leave this thing here with one of the most impressive and important things that we've been talking about in the first week, about this little game, about game theory. And if you really have the time to think through all these things, it's always about all this little thing, yeah? A little game of trust, a little game of humans interacting to each other and figuring out how can we trust each other? How can we come collaborative to a system where we work together and we have the possibility of making win-win situations and not kind of misusing trust to gain only for our own profit, because this is what humanity has showed us, and this was development and of humanity and of organizational structures since 10,000 years show us. If we find ways to collaborate together, we can achieve much more than in systems where we are always rivaling with each other. Yeah, we need to find ways of defining trust and finding ways to collaborate, work together as teams, as small groups. Then we can achieve much more, and this is what we are all up to. Yeah, build bridges to other people, build bridges to other teams, build bridges to other ecosystems. Yeah, invite people and get together, talk a lot. Communication is key here, and this will normally lead to teams and to projects that will survive and they will be successful. And yeah, I'm just gonna want to leave it here as a last slide for us and something to think about over the next couple of weeks. Christmas is nearing, end of the year is nearing. You might all go to holiday with your family, with your friends. And so really thank you all for being part of this, and take your time, take your free time off with family, with friends. It's like maybe even not every day you need to visit the IOTA Discord. For me, it's not understandable, but it might be possible for you that you even have some days without IOTA, but there's so much cool stuff to come in 2022. It's just not gonna stop. Yeah. And really just love you all. Thank you all. This was great, and we will continue doing this. Like I said, Monday meeting is definitely fixed for me, and we will see. Maybe we do more. Yeah, why not hang out much more often in the chat? Because I really enjoyed all this talking, and really we're gonna do much more talking and much more chat, because I really figured out talking to people, even if it's just in this chat environment, is so much more valuable than chatting in this channel and chatting in this channel. It's just like really a much better way of transporting information towards people if you can really actually communicate with another human like this. Yeah, and yeah, let's say we'll leave it with this. Join Antonio's session in 3 hours with the IOTA end of the year meeting, virtual meeting with some cool stuff, with some surprises, maybe with some presents also. So we're gonna do much more stuff like this, and just thanks all, and stay a pioneer and keep exploring this space, because it will never stop, and we can always learn more.
Awesome
Thank
send
you
off.
for the seminar.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Wonderful
Big
seminar.
thanks to everyone. Big thanks to
Great.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. It's pretty awesome.
All right, man.
Everyone.
Great job.
Take care. Holger, when are you going to post the grades?
Not before. We don't want to ruin your Christmas, so it's gonna be a surprise in the new year.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Yes, you
All
know,
right.
we always announce something a couple weeks before it's happening. Yeah, so give it time. Bye bye, my friends.
All right, guys.
See
Thanks.
you.
Hi, guys.
Cheers.
Talk
Thank
to you
See
later.
you
you.
all.
you.
See you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye bye.